Good morning, my dear students. Hope you all are healthy, fit, fine, and happy. First of all, I want to congratulate to all of you as you all are now student of 8th standard. So today I am going to teach you chapter 1 of geography, resources. See, earlier human beings were unaware of the gift which nature has provided them, such as rocks, soil, minerals, natural vegetations, animals. These all were available prior, but they were not utilizing them to their greatest extent. But later on, people started learning the techniques to use this gift of nature to make their life comfortable. So, these all gifts of nature are called resources. We can define resources as the things that can be transferred into more valuable and useful things to fulfill human needs. To understand the resources have been classified into main three categories such as natural resources, human resources, and human made resources. So, first we will try to understand natural resources. This include land, water, air, soil, minerals, natural vegetations, even sunshine and fossil fuels which we get from nature. So they are called natural resources as they are provided by nature to us. These natural resources are further classified on the basis of origin, renewability, development, and distribution. When we try to understand the resources on the basis of origin, they are classified into biotic resources and abiotic resources. Biotic resources are the resources which we obtain from living things such as plants, animals, and microorganisms. As you all know, microorganism means the tiny organisms which we can see through the help of microscope. So, example of biotic resources include woods, crops, medicines, leathers, and milk. See, leather we get from animal, milk we get from animal. These are living things. So, it comes under the category of biotic resources. Okay. Now, forests are the important source of biotic resources. So, now we are on abiotic resources. Abiotic resources means the resources which we get from non-living things such as water, air, and land. See, water, air, and land are non-living things, so they come under the category of abiotic resources. Even wind and water energy are abiotic resources. Further, abiotic resources can be classified into renewable and non-renewable resources. For this, we will come on page number 3. Renewable resources. These resources get exhausted after the continuous use, so they are called renewable resources. Renewable resources are the resources which did not get exhausted, though we use it continuously for a longer period. For example, sunlight and air. They come under the category of renewable resources. Never that time will come that we have to say that we have used a great amount of sunlight, so further we will not get sunlight. कभी ऐसा टाइम नहीं आएगा कि हम ये कहें कि अभी सनलाइट को हमने इतना यूज़ किया है कि अब हम उसको यूज़ नहीं कर सकते. इन शॉर्ट, जो कभी ख़त्म होता नहीं है. लाइक sunlight and air. So they come under the category of renewable resources. Another category is non-renewable resources. These resources get completely exhausted due to the continuous use, and further, if we have to use it, it takes millions of years to regenerate it. For example, coal, petroleum, and natural gas. These all are non-renewable resources, and its another name is exhaustible resources. Means coal, petroleum ये हमें ज़मीन के नीचे से मिलता है. एक बार हमने वो स्टॉक ज़मीन के नीचे से निकाल दिया तो उसको फिर से बनने के लिए हज़ारों साल लगते हैं, which we can't make it, and so they are called नॉन रिन्यूएबल रिसोर्सेज. मीन्स जो एग्जॉस्ट हो जाते हैं, जो फिनिश हो जाते हैं. ये नॉन रिन्यूएबल रिसोर्सेज जो है वो लिमिटेड होते हैं, वो एग्जॉस्ट हो जाते हैं. इसीलिए हमें उसको ज़रूरत हो उतना ही इस्तेमाल करना चाहिए. Here a picture is given of coal, which is an example of non-renewable resources. Further, on the basis of development, resources are classified on the basis of potential and actual resources. Potential and actual resources. Potential resources वो होते हैं जिसको हम फ्यूचर में भी यूज़ कर सकते हैं. इसको बेहतर समझने के लिए we will take one example. Africa has number of waterfall which are used to generate hydroelectricity. We all know with the help of waterfall hydroelectricity can be generated. But at present Africa are not using all its waterfall for generating electricity. Only few waterfalls are used. But further Africa can use its potential resources, means waterfall, to its greater extent for generating more electricity. Other is actual resources. Actual resources are the resources which are used to its fullest extent. To understand it, we will take the example of wind. We all know that wind can be used to generate electricity with the help of windmills. Today, number of windmills have been installed in many parts of the world. These windmills are used in Netherlands and Tamil Nadu to generate electricity. Means this energy have been used at present. Further, in the example of Africa, we saw that they have not used to its fullest extent. They are now going to use to its fullest extent. So it comes under the category of potential energy. And this, the example of Netherlands and Tamil Nadu, means they are using the wind to its fullest extent with the help of windmill to generate electricity. So they come under the category of actual resources. I am stopping this lecture over here. Hope you understood and enjoyed this new session of learning. Further, we will continue this chapter in another lecture. Till then, remain safe, stay at home, take care. Bye, my dear students.